Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about whether marrying in your 20s or staying single until your 30s. And we are going to start with asking questions to each other. So, Emre, would you prefer marrying early in your 20s or staying single until your 30s?
Marrying early in my 20s.
Uh, what are the reasons behind this decision?
I will be marrying anyways, so the earlier the better, I think. And when you have a child, when you're too old, the age difference will be too much, and that has its problems in itself. I think the less the age difference is, of course, not the extremes, but the less the age difference is, the better, I think. And it's also better so you can build your life as you're married, like you're married with your partner. And yeah, when you're too late with marriage, yeah, there's nothing like too late. But when you're in your 30s, like 35, 40s, you have already built your life and you're used to living alone. And maybe marrying can like not affect that in a good way. But if you marry early, then you'll get used to it easier. What do you think about it?
I will get married in my 20s too. So I agree with you. And I believe that marrying early it helps you grow together, and that way you get along with each other. Your interests are not all the same, but similar to each other. So you'll have fun together. You'll raise your children by same values, similar values. So it helps along the way in the marriage, I believe. And also, as you said, marrying not late, but marrying in your 30s, in your 40s can cause some difficulties because you both uh, you both uh, could have different relationships, and you have baggage. So this baggage, those scars can cause difficulties to accept. Some people to some people prefer their partner to do the things first with themselves, with each other. So when you're 40, you have you might have different experiences with different people. So that's not something that I would prefer.
Okay, yeah, that's a point. That's a good point. And yeah, marrying earlier, I don't know, man. That's how it was in the early days. That's how our parents got married, and yeah, it's just I think that's the way it's supposed to be. And the modern world has really pushed us away from this idea that we can marry early at an early age. It has pushed us to pursuing a career, especially women, that they should pursue a career, and
No offense, feminist.
you can be offended. I mean, if that's your way of thinking, you can be offended, but that it's the truth for me. So yeah, we like to hear in the comments what you think, and then we can talk about our thoughts. The modern world has really pushed us to the idea that we shouldn't be married at all, even. But even if you are going to be married, you need to do that very late where in your life, like 40s, yeah, 35, 40 years old, when you have already a career, when you have nothing left in your life. And yeah, that's there are probably multiple reasons why they are doing this, but they are destroying the family, the
Family union,
yeah, the family union, and that's another reason why I think we should marry early, because they're pushing toward us. We need to marry late in our lives. Let's go to Mitten.
yeah. I mostly agree with you. Like I I had this comparison in my mind long before, and I thought about ups and downs of getting married early and staying single. And what I found is that getting married early is the more logical answer. But I have these expectations of myself, like I have to build myself up. I have to I have to be able to provide to provide my family, and these things need time. So this time should can be like 10 years maybe. So it's already you are already in your 30s after that. But on the other side, you can build yourselves with your wife or with your spouse together in your 20s too. Like building something alone is more difficult than building something together. If you get along with each other in those areas that you want to improve in your lives, so it's much easier to build your career, your life, your relationships with your spouse. What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, building a business, building a career, earning money, it has got no end, and you will keep on going. You will keep aiming for more. That's why I also think you can build it with your yeah, wife when you're married, and I think it's better because she will be pros she will be part of the process. She will see what you have gone through, and she will appreciate it more also. Yeah, I think that's a good point. You you don't need, yeah, I mean, of course you need to be on a specific level of, yeah, I'm not sure, but you if you are waiting for a moment where you need to be at some point, I mean, when you reach that point, there will be another point and another point.
It
So
never
yeah,
ends.
it never ends.
And also, I want to talk about having kids. If you get married early, you as you said earlier, you can have your children close in age, so it can help you get along with your children. And also, if you want to have more than one child or more children, so it helps you to uh, get it helps you to have more children if you get married early. So if you, especially for women, like if you get married in your late 30s, it's difficult to have more than one child. So it needs to be planned, in my opinion. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, that's a good point from a biological standpoint, but also, even if we say the woman has a child at like the age 45, she won't have as much energy as when she was like younger, and that's another point. So she can put more energy into her child, into raising a good child. And if there are multiple children, that will be even harder for the woman. Of course, a man should also be part of the process, but come on, it's mainly the woman's job. uh yeah, but yeah, biology is also a point, of course. We don't have that problem, but women unfortunately do. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's something bad, but yeah, early is good, man. Come on.
Yeah, we both stand for marrying early, and we are both considering to get married earlier. But on the other hand, uh, if you don't get married, uh, it will give you the freedom. So you are not responsible of you are nobody is dependent on you. So it comes with freedom. Don't you want this freedom?
Yeah, you will have freedom, but I'm not sure that's a good thing because when you don't have someone to look after for, I mean, I don't think you will put in the effort you will put in when you have some people you are responsible for. Let's say you have a wife, you have children. I mean, you need to work, you need to give them a good life, you need to earn money, you need to build something in order to live good and raise your children up good. And there's no other way around because let's say you're alone. I mean, what's going to happen if you don't do anything, nothing? The only person you're responsible for is yourself. And I mean, I don't want to say pressure, but when you have someone to look after for, I mean, it's pressure, but I think it's a good kind of pressure.
Yeah, I totally agree. But couldn't can't you just imagine that you will have children, you'll have a wife in the future, and you work for them. You work for your future and their future. Like uh, you might be dreaming of having children, so you work hard now so that you can spend more time with them in the future. So it helps you, yeah, it helps you spend more time after having your children if you work hard now for them again.
Yeah, no, that's also a good point. And yeah, if you can do that, that's great, and you should do that. I think it's a good point, good way of thinking. I mean, yeah, when if I have like a physical uh, child, I mean, thinking about them, that's of course a good way. But if they're not there, I mean, I'm not sure how well that will be for you to like do the stuff you need to do. But if they are really there, and of course you shouldn't have children if you are in like if you're broke or something, and if you're not going to be able to look after them properly. But I mean, if you have a decent job or anything, if you have a decent income and you're striving for more and you want to build something, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't have kids or like get married. Because at the end of the day, I think they will help you getting that life you want to build for you and your family.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you might have other dreams like traveling the world or uh, having some experiences when you are single. Like if you didn't do that before you get married, it will eat you after you get married. Like it will be hard to not to think about them. But what I think is you should live and experience those things before you get married or before you get before you have children. Like there are things cannot be done with children. Like if they are like, let's say, toddlers, you cannot be traveling the world with them. Like you can, but it will be more difficult.
That's true, but I think they add a unique twist to the experience. Like kids slow you down. I have a nephew, and when we're with him, like normally we're rushing, we're walking fast, we're going to the point we need to be as fast as possible. And when the kids around you, I mean, they want to do this, they look at that, they stop, they go there, go this and that. and it slows you down. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to travel with kids. I think it even enhances the experience because you get to explore everything more with kids. I mean, it can take longer, but I think it will be a fuller experience as the whole family.
Yeah, you can travel the world with your kids, but you cannot skydive with your kids.
Bro, let the kids wait, man. Come on.
Who's gonna take care of them?
I think we can fix someone, man, for a few hours. I mean, you can't? Someone to look after for the kids? A few, maybe an hour or
Would you
two.
trust someone? Would you trust someone to take care of your kids, maybe abroad, like in another country?
Then you need to bring your own nanny, man.
So that's another question. So in order you to have a nanny, you have to be capable financially. So getting married is, especially nowadays in today's day and age, is something financially difficult. Like if you are single, you can spend your money and also have savings. But if you are married, especially if you have children, it comes with expenses. So how do you handle those expenses and put money on the savings when you are married?
I think the most important thing is generating more income. And of course, you need to be wise with the income you are generating. And if you spend everything, there's like no point in earning more money because it will, I mean, if you spend everything, like, okay, why did I earn all this money, man? So, yeah, I think you need to uh, set a portion of your money every month and you need to invest it or save it. I mean, they say saving is not a good option. They say you need to invest it. Like, I'm not an expert in that kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, you, I know you won't get rich by saving. Like, you need more income, and you need to find ways to generate more income. Of course, kids and all that. Nah, I don't think it has a big impact on it because what are you going to do with the money if you don't spend it on kids? Okay, you can invest it, but I think even if it's a little bit less, you still can invest and save and generate money when you have kids, man. Like I said, it will even motivate you more to generate more income. If you don't have a kid waiting at home, maybe you're going to work 8 hours and okay, enough for today. But if you have someone waiting, if you have kids to look after, maybe you will 10 hours, 12 hours, or even more, and you will keep going. That's what I think.
Yeah, I see your point, but uh, the thing is spending time with your family, I believe. So if you have to spend more time working, so how can you handle, the question is how can you handle managing the time between work and your family? And I have another question for you. Like I know you'll love this. If you are married, you have the chance or possibility to having your wife work. So would you prefer your wife work or stay at home with your kids?
Okay, let me first answer the first question. Um, how do I balance my work and my family life? If I have the possibility to work less, like if I have a good income, passive income, maybe, if I have the possibility and if I have a good income, I can set aside a portion of it and I don't have to work all day. Of course, that's when you will balance the relationship between family and work. But if I'm not in that position and I don't have enough income, I need to earn more, I need to find ways, then I will be focused on work, and family will be, I mean, not, yeah, you know what I mean. I will be focused on
Yeah,
work.
they will be okay with their own, by their own with with the money that you give them.
Yeah, of course, and this also goes to the second question, if I want my wife to work or not. And the answer is easy for me, no.
Right.
If I have kids, it's a firm no. Before kids, maybe, if she really wants to. But after kids, I don't think my wife should work. And the reason is, if you don't raise your kids, someone else will, and they're not going to raise the kids like you want to raise your kids. So I think that's the most important thing. Of course, I'm also responsible for my kids, and it's not fully the mother's job to raise the kid. And I will be a part of the process, of course. But yeah, like I said, if I'm working, if we don't have enough income at that stage, then it is mainly the focus of the mother. And that's, if she is also working, that's a disaster, man. That's not going to be good.
Yeah, if you have kids, like my main goal is to have an income that that will help me to uh, give my wife a choice of working or not working. Like I want to make her choose between working or not working. But I wouldn't force, especially before kid, I wouldn't force her to stay at home. She can work. You are saying
But if she don't have to work, but she really wants to work, what are you going to do?
she can work with me first of all. Like if I need her, I would ask her to work with me. But if she wants a career like in corporate job, with a corporate job, like I would encourage her to work for a while, like before having children. But after having the child, I believe the mother should not be working at least 3 years after the birth.
Yeah, and if she really wants to do something, she can put up something for herself, like small brand or something, and of course I will help her with that. And yeah, she can do that type of things. I mean, what? I don't want her working for a job for a boss, you know. I don't like the idea, but I also don't want to talk too big, because I could end up in a situation where I need my wife to work. Like if so, I'm not saying I will absolutely this that, but it's my ideal situation that she does not work after we have a child, of course.
So I have a question. Would you prefer to work with your wife, maybe in another job or in your job? Because I see people that are in relationships and working together, or studying at the same in the same class, and they are not happy with it, because after work they are together, at work they are together, so they need more personal time, so it can cause some problems working with your wife. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think the problem is personal time. I think the problem will start when they are responsible for the same things. So let's say you have a business. If she has things she is responsible for and you don't say anything about those things, and if you have things you are responsible for and she doesn't say anything about those things, then it could work. I mean, it could work. But most people who are working in the same job or have a business together, I'm hearing that there are big problems with that, because I mean, she's saying something, he's saying something, and they don't agree on the thing, and total disaster, man. But it could work in some specific conditions.
Yeah, in my opinion, those specific conditions are you need to be different in some ways with your partner. You need to have different responsibilities with the job, so you could be cooperating, not getting each other's way. So you can be both the boss, but you cannot be the same. You cannot have the same qualities and manage the work.
Yeah, that's correct.
So uh, after all, we talked about uh, we have friends and we have some common friends. What do you see from these people about marriage? Like, uh, are they considering getting married at all, or are they considering getting married early, late? Uh, what are your observations?
Yeah, most of the single friends, they don't want to be married at all, like never. And the couples that I know, they want to be married like very late in their lives. And I mean, the propaganda they are doing is really working. Like I'm seeing that everywhere. Nobody wants to be married for some reason, and I don't know. I mean, I can get why they don't want to be married, but I don't think it's a logical reason. Um, yeah, man, the family structure is really under attack. We need to be aware of that, and we need to stand against that, I think.
Yeah, of course. Like the family union, the only thing that keeps the society together. So if you apart the families, you'll apart the society. So also with my friends, it's the same. They most likely to have casual relationships, not serious intimate relationships. They 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 would prefer like hanging out together, traveling together. But when it becomes serious, they are kind of afraid. So I can see that they don't want the responsibility. But if you are not responsible for anything, like uh, you cannot count on yourself. Like you don't have the drive to do the things that you are supposed to do. So that's the main thing. That's a man's job, I believe. uh, that's my opinion.
No, that's the problem today because they removed this thing like early marriage from the society. And when men were married early, they had the responsibility from early on in their lives. Like they were married at 16, let's say, or 18. And from 18 years old, they are responsible for their own family. They need to work, they need to provide. And that was also a part of the process which built the old like real men, let's say, because that thing has also gone. And men are women, women are men. I mean, I don't know, man. I It's a weird world we live in today, but yeah, responsibility is also what forms a human being, like not just a man. But like you said, I think it's more important for the man to have a lot of responsibilities. And the earlier the better, of course. If they are younger, when you give them responsibilities, it will build their character, it will be part of who they are. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, responsibilities make boys into men. If there is no responsibility, boys will be boys. Like they they don't. This is the problem with the modern society. Like the,
Yeah.
the these are the psychological operations that some certain organization and some certain people do. trying to do. But me and I believe you are against this propaganda. So we have started fighting against it with this podcast, and we are going to continue this journey. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you for watching and listening. Take care.